Hello Mechwarriors. Today we're doing a review of the Dream. This is the MAL-1R, and the reason I call this the Dream is because it's one of the few Intersphere mechs that you can buy that you can put 4 LRM-20s on. But that's not what we're doing here today. Today we're talking about a Brawler build. And during event play, this is one of my go-to mechs for Assault for doing brawling with. I go with the Marauder 4 HP, and I go with this guy typically. And the reason is because I can overwhelm people with missiles, and I have a FLAMER on board. So let's take a look at what makes this thing so special. By the way, what do you think of this paint scheme? I think it kind of works for me, especially if you're going to take this into event play for doing one-on-one matches, and that's what this is built for. So this is no joke. Minimum amount of ammo, good amounts of cooling. It has a light engine on board, so no XL. You don't want an XL if you're going to do brawling, because first time you lose a torso, it's basically over. Great amounts of armor set up. And if you notice, with the exceptions of the arms, it has full armor everywhere. Just missing one slot on one side and 2 slots on the other, but otherwise full armor. We have 2 MRM-40s, 2 MRM-20s, with 4 tons of ammo, which is a little bit light, but this is a brawling setup once again. We're talking about matches where engagements are going to be very short. And then we have a FLAMER on board. In my opinion, the FLAMER is worth more than one of the MRM-20s. If I had to sacrifice more tonnage, I'd go with one MRM-20, one MRM-10, and then the 2 MRM-40s, and then have the FLAMER. Now, do you need 2 FLAMERs? Well, it's kind of an opinion. Some people believe that you should have one on each side and then maybe chain fire them or run them both together. So that way, if you, in the event that you lose an arm, that you still have a FLAMER somehow, somewhere along the way. But as you can see, you'd have to sacrifice armor, because this has actually got, with the exceptions of 1 point here and 2 point there, it's got full armor basically all around. So let's take a look at the skills and the meat and potatoes here. So what we're looking at is we have a heat management of 1.27. That's with these 5 weapons here, the FLAMER and then the 4 MRMs. We have a firepower of 120.5, which is really nice. Speed is 54, not incredible. There is no jump jet. But when we come down here and take a look at the quirks that we're getting out of this build, we're getting a firepower that we can actually use. So we don't have any LBXs on here. And I've tried doing this build with LBXs. I've tried it with doing different things, LBXs and MRMs. And ultimately, I keep coming back to this. But if you do just decide to run LBXs, you get a 20% spread reduction. You get a cooldown of 15%. You're getting a missile spread of minus 10%. You're getting heat minus 10%. And then base structure, center torso, plus 10. Left and right torso, plus 10. And crit chance receiving of minus 50%. So that's actually pretty incredible. Now, as far as the skill tree is really where this thing's going to really shine. But I will mention, I do have a cool shot and an artillery strike in here. I actually had 2 artillery strikes on here before, but I found that I only end up using one of them, so there was really no reason to do that otherwise. So when we come down to the skills tree, cooldown. You want to be able to fire these weapons as often as you possibly can. Next, heat generation. If you're going to be firing these more often, you're going to be producing a lot more heat. So you need to offset that by maxing out your heat capability on this mech. And you're going to do it all through the skills tree. You're going to need additional ammo because you only have 4 tons of ammo. Tighter spread for doing better damage. High explosive is going to give you that crit chance. You're going to do scuttle density, armor hardening, reinforced casing, all maxed out, as well as your overheat damage. Believe it, you're in override all the time on this build. You live in it, because otherwise you're going to be one of those guys that shuts down and then gets killed. Cool run, heat containment, max out on seismic sensor. Seismic sensor, in my opinion, is probably more valuable than these two sections here combined, because being able to sense somebody coming up on you and at a distance and which direction they're coming from on the mini-map is a lifesaver. Nobody wants to be surprised. The guys that are walking in, they don't have seismic that's going to work really well for them unless they're walking really, really slow. And that's only if you're moving, and you shouldn't be moving. Then the consumable. I wanted a cool shot, and I wanted to have the cool shot basically maxed out. And I do have the option for an additional cool shot on here, but ultimately I found that I never end up using it. So I just took it off. It was tempting. That's all it really was. We come down to the weapons groups. Basically how I fire these is buttons 1 and 2 doing left and right side, and I have these on chain fire. I know some of you guys are thinking, you should have these on alpha strike. That's so stupid. The problem is these are going to produce a lot of heat really quickly, especially if you're running the flamer at the same time. I've tried doing this on alpha strikes. The problem is I end up overheating and killing myself long before I've actually killed them. And in 2v2 matches especially, that's also a problem as well. So you want to be able to continuously do damage, and that's why I have these on chain fire. And then I have the flamer on button 3, which is on the left arm right here. And by doing that, I can overheat them, and at some point or another, they're going to try and keep firing after their mech turns on, or if their mech is still on because they're in override like I am, and they're going to end up helping you kill them. They're going to help you kill themselves. That is really an important contention. Now, as far as the design of the paint and stuff like that, I just went with this paint scheme because I just thought it looked really evil, but you don't want to do bright colors and stuff like that. You don't want to stand out. So I went with basically black and gray just to make this thing work. Warhorn, go with it, don't go with it. It's going to kind of let people know where you are, but if you're doing 1v1 matches, chances are if they hear that, it means the match is over and it really doesn't matter anymore. Anyway, I hope you like the matches coming up. Some of them I win, some of them I lose, but more importantly, I have fun doing it.
Online. Sensors online. Weapons online.
I think Preston's driving a Mad Cat.
All systems nominal.
This is command. Eliminate all enemies,
Override
no matter the cost.
I like to use thermal, and seismic sensor and wait for them to come to me. Last time Preston and whoever he was with, they went to the highest point in the center-ish. I have seismic, I don't know if you do or not. Preston's well aware of my strategy. I've killed him many times, and he's killed me a few times.
A few moments later.
Yeah, they're coming towards us. They're going towards B2 right now. They're going to be on your left-hand side if you go out that door. Left side, left side. Contact. Both of them are right there.
Target spotted.
Oh, I killed both these guys just a half hour ago. That guy's toast. Nice job, guess son. I guess Preston's driving the roughneck. Weird. He was pretty easy to kill. Good job. Are they hitting you? I'm trying to get underneath them. Or in that roundabouts.
Target acquired. Center transfer damage. Critical. Overhead shutdown.
Finally, these mech jocks are giving the fans something to cheer about.
We're taking critical losses. We need you to pull through.
These Mechwarriors are ready to slug it out for mech
Can
Ouch.
anyone read?
They were better than we were. They're coming at us straight ahead. They're going to be right in front of us. The other one's around that corner straight ahead of you. There's like a big pillar. There he is. Other guy's coming up to your left.
25% of the enemies are eliminated. We're taking critical losses. We need you to pull through.
Center torso. Left torso. Critical damage. Locked on. Destroyed.
Almost done. Bring up the survivors.
Yeah, I killed Fury. This build is set up as a 1v1 match build. So usually if there's like another player, it's hard to get survive. It's got a massive alpha. Nothing. All right. Right now, I'm just almost over their spawn point. Well, they're in fact alive, they're just not here. There's a hole in the floor right here. Contact.
Target acquired.
He's not gonna last long. Behind us.
Critical.
We're experiencing some losses. Don't get sloppy out there.
They're both up there. Or he is.
Detecting no more hostiles. Good
Nice
job,
work.
soldiers.
That was a good matchup.